Hello mirrors. So today I'm going to be doing a general love and career reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're new here, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you added to my family. And before we get started, I do want to tell you that you can just go straight into the description box or the comments and then click on whatever reading you're interested in if you would like to skip the introductory stuff. But for those who do want to hear, I'm sorry it's been a while since I've done astrology readings. I think it's been maybe 2 or 3 months since I've done a Gemini one, but I've been very caught up with everything in my real life. I'm hoping to do this more regularly, but I am going to do it more intuitively rather than at the beginning of the month. So just, be patient for those readings. I might even be able to get out more than one in a month if I can get on a nice schedule. But that being said, I do want to let you guys know, especially those of you who are new, what separates my channel from maybe your usual tarot channel. I read tarot in conjunction with law of attraction, specifically like Neville Goddard's philosophy of law of attraction, everyone as you pushed out, that kind of thing. I'm here to help you be empowered to make changes within your thought process and mind and heart so you can actually create the reality you want rather than to come listen to a tarot reading and then kind of be tied to that fate because, we often tend to believe things so strongly that we create that reality within ourselves. So when I do read tarot, it is with the purpose of receiving messages from the universe to let you guys know what kind of shifts you can make and also confirming whatever manifestations you're working on or direction you're going with. So one thing I do want to say about law of attraction for those who don't know too much about it, basically the very primal concept is that you would need to create the feeling of having this particular desire or particular desires, I'm sure we have more than one, before we create that reality within the 3D. So this is feeling it before it comes into fruition. If you can maintain that, you will guarantee receive that manifestation, especially when you are strong even whenever the opposite shows up first, okay? Sometimes that does happen. It doesn't happen all the time. But with that being said, I do want to kind of go straight into your reading. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a general love and a career reading for you guys. So this is the first time I've done a career reading on my channel. Well, I also did Aries and Taurus, but this is the first round I'm doing career. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you'd like a private reading of your own, it will be $5 for your first question, and you will get a 10 to 15 minute video. So really good rate there. And that information is in the description box. Go ahead and add me on Twitter because I just joined Twitter maybe a couple months ago. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started, Gemini. Let's get some cards out for your general. We have the 10 of Swords. Okay, 3 came out, and I'm going to take all 3. And I'm hearing to clarify each one. So 10 of Swords in the reverse is clarified by this one. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Okay, and then Hangman is clarified by Strength. And then Ace of Cups is clarified by 3 of Wands in the reverse. So all of these came out very quickly. I'm not used to that happening. But I am a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury. So I have quite a bit of Gemini in my chart. So maybe it's just my energy. So we start off with the 10 of Swords and the Ace of Wands, both here in the reverse. So it's interesting because 10s in general in tarot are the ending of cycles and aces are the beginning. So I do see that there's some ending here and a new beginning, but there could be some resistance, guys, in the current moment, because with them in the reverse, a lot of times this can indicate it's time to move on past this old paradigm and enter into a new one. Like again, because I see the 10 followed by the ace or clarified by the ace. So the universe is saying there's an old line of thought. Maybe some of you guys felt betrayed by someone in the past, by your own thoughts, by the universe in general. That feeling of, I'm hearing those words. This is really strange. I wouldn't normally never reference this, but this is what's going on through my head. when Jesus is on the cross and he says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And that's what I'm hearing. Like that feeling of the universe just betraying you and not giving you those things that you desire, or maybe you felt like you were about to manifest something amazing and it didn't follow through. Something didn't happen the way that you intended, and you feel really betrayed. And I think for most of you it is by the universe as a whole, by life as a whole, rather than maybe one particular situation. I think it's a culmination. But the universe is saying, let that go. There's something better for you. Things didn't happen because there was something that actually suits you much better. And it's time to accept this Ace of Wands rather than to not accept the new beginning, because this is more in alignment with your spirituality. It's more in alignment with the feeling of having your instincts and your desire when you wake up in the morning, getting up and going to that job that you love, or being super excited to wake up next to your amazing partner who is in alignment with you, rather than dealing with some terrible fight from the night before. These are just examples, but new beginnings that you're excited about, that you are motivated to put energy into, rather than the old where you kind of felt pulled into continuously putting energy without seeing very much return, if any at all. Then we have the Hangman and Strength, both of these major arcanas right here in the middle, and that's really great. To me, this really speaks of now you are able to see this new beginning as something different rather than a loss. You see it with a feeling of strength. Now, strength is such an interesting card, because when we think about strength in the world, we think about this external, like macho man kind of strength, and strength in the tarot is about the inner strength. She's taming this lion. So you may have this voice within you, this part of you that is just so scared to let go of the past and so scared to accept things as they are, and you're taming that lion, and you have power over your instincts, because you're starting to see how things align for you. So they're not working against you. Those beginnings are for you, and the endings are for you, for your highest good. The Hangman is such an interesting card too, because you can see his halo there. There's a type of enlightenment that's happening here, and an acceptance, and a nice waiting period, but not a waiting period of anxiety, a waiting period of just leisure. So there may be a time for you right now to just kind of work within yourself, to calm down, to allow things to come in rather than to force things at the moment, is what I'm hearing with the Inner Strength card, which is how I often think of strength, and then Hanged Man both coming here. Because then we have another ace, guys, the Ace of Cups. This is one of passion, of heart, of connecting to your true divine self, like I was saying with this Ace of Wands. Yes, it's in the reverse, but to me, this is saying this is coming for you. You may be resisting it. This Ace of Cups is here at the end, right here. So this can be something coming up in the future. And with the Three of Wands in the reverse, the Three of Wands is often a waiting card. So for some of you guys, this may be that you're a little bit impatient for this to start. For others, it may be that you don't have to wait. It's going to happen in time. We do have this, like I said, the Hanged Man being kind of a waiting card, but I think in this case, it's not so much like you're waiting. It's more the sense of being true to yourself and working within yourself, and then that Ace of Cups will come in pretty quickly. The Three of Wands does also speak of spiritual expansion. So with it in the reverse, it might be that you have spent a lot of time expanding yourself spiritually. You may have been working so much towards things internally, especially if you haven't done this yet. This does speak of the second line here of strength and the Hanged Man. But during this time, there is that expansion, and then that new beginning comes in with that Ace of Cups. And like I said, there's not so much waiting, and there's not this need to expand so much spiritually. It's like you've already done it. Not that you shouldn't at all. It just means, like the main feeling I'm getting from this Three of Wands being in the reverse is that it will happen without so much effort. because you've already put in so much work. It's more that you need to let go of the old in order to let this new energy come in, to manifest this new energy. But I do want to start pulling some oracle cards, guys. See generally what's going on with Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the next couple of weeks. I did forget to mention the time period, but I think it's just future, near future. We have a lead the way, light your own path. So to me, this is a new, again, this feels like the aces here, a new beginning. This is your own. This isn't somebody else's. You may have been living under somebody else's dreams, of somebody else's desires, and or what they want or expect from you. You're really being asked to step up and go the path that feels right for you, rather than what maybe others might think for you, or even the path that you've been walking on for a long time and realizing it's not quite for you anymore. Light your own path, and light is information. It's truth. It's love. It isn't tricking yourself into believing that this way is the right way to go just because of whatever factors you may feel that way. Rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. Again, that path, that movement forward. You are going to something new, to something light, beautiful, loving, something that is where you belong, where your heart belongs. Something I do want to mention about this card, and I always think about it when I see this card, is there's a storm and it's like so dark and it looks like ruins. But of course, this passageway has this beautiful, colorful world waiting. But there is this passage that you have to go through in order to get there. And as you can see, there's a light leading to that. So that's what this feels like with light the way. So you light your own way to go to that passage. So to me, when I see this with law of attraction, this is really about working from the end result. Visualize, write down, do whatever, meditate, and see this passage right here. See where you're going to, and then trust that the universe is really going to bring you the information and the inspired action to continue to put you there. But like I said at the beginning, you want to feel this before it happens, before you get there. You don't want to sit there and wait for somebody to come save you, some external force to come change your life. You are the leader here. You are the one that is choosing where you go. This really feels like taking the reins, guys. I'm feeling drawn to getting 2 more cards before moving on to the love reading. It's already gone a little bit long on the general portion. Okay, well, here's the 2. I wasn't planning on just getting 2 of these, but that's what the universe wanted. Prosperity lies ahead. Oh my gosh, lies ahead. So we have all this about moving forward, of a pathway forward. Again, like from the beginning, it feels like, yes, there is movement, but at this point in time, the next couple of weeks, it's more about lighting that movement, going internal and visualizing, feeling it before you start making those steps. Those divine actions, divinely, inspired actions will come to you. Don't let your past hold you back. Oh my gosh, is there okay. Yeah, don't let your past hold you back from where you're going, guys. Don't let this stop you from moving forward. Wow, this is very synchronistic. I absolutely love this. Also feeling drawn to this 3 of Wands again for some reason. Let me see what I'm picking up from it. Because the 3 of Wands is a journey. He's waiting for his ships to come in so he can get on that ship and travel. Okay, so it's in the reverse. Okay, I'm going to pick one more card. Yes, a tarot card, to really see why is the 3 of Wands in the reverse. I'm really curious. I feel like there's something I'm missing here. I mean, it could just be that this isn't a waiting game. You don't need to wait for your ships to come in. Maybe they're there and... Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will take these 3 cards. The Queen of Cups in the reverse, the High Priestess in the reverse, the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So very quickly, these cards coming out really remind me that you need to align your heart, your intuition, and your thoughts, okay? Again, another ace coming up. So I feel like these ships will come in for you whenever you are in alignment with your heart, with that Queen of Cups there, the High Priestess being your internal, like I was saying, the visualization, the feeling before it happens, and then your thoughts. So maybe work on some affirmations, work on creating different things that you can tell yourself throughout the day, not sit here and wait, really, you know, complain that you're not here in this beautiful place that you're going, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start with this love reading, guys. Start with the love reading for the next couple of weeks. Put that back in and shuffle these in. I'm going to pause for 1 second so I can shuffle these off camera. Okay, guys, let's see what is going on with love for Gemini. 4 cards. We have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so maybe you're really attractive this month or the next couple of weeks. Something about really being almost untouchable. That's how I often think of Queen of Wands. So whether you're with someone or not, it might be a little bit intimidating this month. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. The Queen of Swords. I wanted one more card. Oh my goodness, I said one more and then they all come out. Queen of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. And the 5 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, a couple sword energies here. So to me, this says your thoughts are really important when it comes to your love life this time period. So a lot of tarot readers would read these 2 queens as being like there's a third party situation. I don't want to put that in your mind. If you already believe that, like, I don't want to say believe, like you already know there's a third party situation, like you have evidence of it, this could be about that. Otherwise, you are not manifesting that reality. Don't get it in your mind, because I think for the vast majority of you, these queens are both you. They both represent the wand and the sword energy in the feminine form, because the wands and the swords are the masculine. Not sure if you know, you guys are listening, if you know about this. Wands and swords are masculine, okay? And then the cups and pentacles are feminine. We do have the pentacle here. So to me, this is mastery of your masculine side in a very feminine way. So the Queen of Wands is very passionate, but she's also very loving in her passion. She's not just doing what's best for her, what's instinctually driven for her. Like maybe the King of Wands, he can be very self-focused. This is a consideration of your movement forwards and how it affects others. And then the Queen of Swords is one that thinks loving thoughts. And has a really good hold of her thoughts. She understands that she creates her reality, so she doesn't sit here and think negative thoughts all the time. Like I was talking about that third party. For those of you that know, like you have a third party situation, the universe is saying get control over your thoughts and visualize this 10 of Pentacles. Visualize you not only having your partner and being the only person in their life, but also visualize you being successful financially, successful in every area of life, because you could be depending on this person too much. So whether you're in a relationship, a situationship, you're dealing with a third party, not dealing with a third party, or you're single, the universe is really saying focus on this end result, and don't just focus on the lovey stuff, okay? 10 of Pentacles is like you have the happy family, but you also have a legacy that you can pass down to your children. You're giving your children and whether or not you have or want children, but you're giving the future people that are affected by you, rather, something really positive and something really beautiful, something that is long lasting. And you really want to make sure that's where your mindset is, because if you are just focused purely on this person, then you are really missing a massive chunk of life. And I do believe you can manifest even if you are just focusing on love. But believe me, I've done it before, and it ends up kind of crumbling because your soul wants full expression. It wants everything. It doesn't just want a really great partner. Your partner is not going to be the one that creates this reality for you. You're creating this reality. Your partner is icing on the cake. If any of you guys listen to Roxy Talks, which I highly recommend if you're into law of attraction or curious about law of attraction, she is awesome. She really is an amazing teacher. She's actually the one that got me aligned with this particular path. I was really drawn to spirituality for the past 6 years, but I saw Roxy Talks at the beginning of this year, and she completely helped me shift my focus. But anyway, go and watch her. She has a video that talks about your SP or your specific person being the gravy and the Thanksgiving dinner, and you're the turkey, like you're the main course, and there's all these other sides, okay? And that gravy is great. I mean, it is like one of the best parts of the Thanksgiving meal, but you are the turkey, you're the main course, you're what everybody thinks of when it comes to you and what you should be focused on. And she also talks about when you make Thanksgiving dinner, you have all the different sides, they're all going at different times. You don't just, okay, let me just sit here and make the gravy. Okay, now I can make the turkey. Okay, now the turkey's done. Now let me make the mashed potatoes. Now let me make the green beans. Everything is going at one time, and that's this energy here. Make sure you're focusing on everything at once, getting control of your thoughts, and then being very stoic, thinking before you move forward. Because Five of Swords energy, man, I always get this like association with Five of Swords because I used to be a very Five of Swords person before I woke up, where I would just say things that were hurtful, and I would be really negative just so I could win. And it was due to hurt. Okay, so when I see it in the reverse, this is saying like you don't need to say the first things that come to mind. You don't need to think the worst. You don't need to think the worst because you're going to end up feeling isolated, feeling alone. If you're focused on your SP or your person's negatives or the fact that you've been single for X amount of years or whatever, then you're not going to manifest that reality. That is the cold, hard truth. Someone is not going to come into your life and just be your knight in shining armor. You have to manifest from the end. You have to start getting a hold of your thoughts. They are coming up right. So this is either advice or this is saying, hey, you're doing a good job. You are in alignment with that. But I've already gone so long again. So let me get a couple of these before I get in the career reading, guys. I really usually like to incorporate more of the oracle chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So to me, this says that you are creating that magnetic attraction with your feminine energy, because the magnetic attraction is very internal, right? It's not so much an external job. It's not, you don't have to force chemistry. It's very feminine. Chemistry is a feminine thing. So call in your soulmates or whoever, your twin flame. Labels don't really matter in this case. And pull them in internally. Don't pull them in by the external. There's, like this says, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Okay, priorities. So you want to make sure that you are, again, prioritizing yourself, prioritizing all the important things to you. Don't just focus on your SP, focus on the gravy, focus on your entire meal. That's pretty obvious. Then we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And this kind of calls back to the general reading where we saw a lot of resistance to letting go. So forgive what has happened in the past with this particular person and learn from it, especially if you can see it from law of attraction. Again, do some more research on your own, guys. I may put out more videos in the future specifically talking about law of attraction and teaching from my point of view, but I would recommend some external sources. I have a recommended vids playlist that can help you get started with that. Okay, and then we have Earth Angel. So I pulled this with the intention of what kind of energy can you show. So Earth Angel, thank you angels for inspiring me to be more like you. So being more angelic, more like I was saying, I don't know if stoic is the right word, but I hear it often when I see Queen of Swords and Queen of Wands, but it's really like powerful, but waiting. And not that she's not doing anything, but she's very calm, and her presence is what is the driving force. Like, she'll take action, but it's inspired action. It's not so frantic, okay? So your partner is going to see you as this earth angel, as an angel brought to earth. If you can manifest this version of yourself, it's going to be very alluring, very beautiful. Like I said, we have chemistry and Queen of Wands. Either you are embodying this right now or you're moving towards it, but being very appealing to your partner, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the career reading. I went a little bit over what I intended, so one second, let me shuffle these cards. So this career portion is going to be a little bit more quick. If you would like an extended career reading, or for me to do a pick a card, I mean, one, you can do your own private reading with me, but two, let me know in the description box. I'm never sure what people want the most here, but I would like, you know, your, oh wow, that came up again. I would like your input, because I know love readings draw a lot of people in, so I typically like to stick with that, and I just personally like doing general readings too, but I wanted to try my hand at career reading. So we have 10 of Swords in reverse, and one more. Wow, a 9 of Swords in the reverse. Wow, guys. Okay, so many of you are starting a new job. Many of you are maybe getting a promotion that you've been wanting. At least this is what the universe is telling you to manifest. Again, you're not sealed to this fate. I mean, this is a good fate, but you have to put in the legwork, or at least the mind work. Getting out of anxiety. This is really good. Now, 10, like I was saying in the general, because 10 of Swords in the reverse came up, it could be that you're resisting this change that's meant for you. So, but I think for a lot of you, it's, since it came up with 9 of Swords in the reverse, it's actually a really positive sign that you're moving in that right direction. This could be so many things, of course, for so many people, but what it speaks of more than anything is getting out of some sort of betrayal mindset and anxious mindset. So maybe you were stabbed in the back by somebody at work. Maybe you're anxious about money. You're anxious about being on the right career path. So the advice here is to be more positive about it. Use your thoughts as a weapon, and a weapon for your highest good. Okay, that's what I'm really hearing. Bring love into the situation. Wow, yeah. So love needs to be a big part of your thoughts, because love is really the driving force in everything. It doesn't matter if it's with your SP or people, or just concepts, or something like a career. So it also might be that some of you guys are being asked to look into a career that's more in alignment with your heart. It could be that some of you guys are being asked to get into a mindset where you're just thinking loving good thoughts rather than a bunch of negative, anxious, oh, this isn't working out, you know, whatever kind of thing that we tend to do when we're feeling anxious and we're feeling kind of scared. So we have lost land, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Wow. So I think some of you guys are kind of tripping. Why am I hearing the word tripping? Kind of like stumbling upon a a new line of work that is actually in alignment with past lives. And for some of you guys, it could be about going back to either an old job, like you've done this before. It can be quite literal. You're going back to an old job, or going back to an old position, going back to maybe an old line of work that's more in alignment with love. With the garden and the gate in the reverse, it could be that you're getting out of this garden here. You're stepping out of the gate and going somewhere new, because the garden and the gate card typically is about her staying in the garden, and she has this beautiful garden, but she's not appreciating what she has around her. But in this case, it's really, to me, saying that a lot of you are going to start appreciating what you do have, which is going to manifest more. And a lot of you guys are actually leaving. Some of you guys are definitely leaving a job, or getting a promotion, going to a new department, going back to something you've done before. A lot of you guys are doing something new, though. We have cornucopia, which is great to end off on, because this is abundance. The garden and the gate also speaks of abundance, because she has abundance in her garden, but this is saying, in this case, get out of this gate, get out of your current little confines that you've maybe felt like, oh, I can only make X amount of money this year. I can only work in this field. I can only do this. You're really getting out of that mindset, maybe because you're learning about law of attraction and realizing that the whole world is opening up to you. And then you have this cornucopia, by the way, 9, 10, and 11. So you have, and by the way, this is really perfect for Thanksgiving, and funny because I did talk about the Thanksgiving dinner earlier, and Thanksgiving's coming up in a few days. So that might be a special day for some of you guys. But yeah, cornucopia, there's going to be a lot of prosperity coming in, as long as you can move forward, let go of the old, move into the new. Don't be so anxious. Don't look so much at the negatives of your work situation, and move forward in love and where you're meant to go. Again, remember that general reading. You're going somewhere sacred. You're lighting your own path. That's what that general reading could have been about. You're very unique, Gemini, and the universe, more than anything, wants to remind you of that in this reading. So that's all I have for you guys. If you've enjoyed this reading, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because it'll let you know when I do post new readings. Go check out my Pick a Cards playlist. They are timeless, and I'm trying to get more people to look at those, because I do think that they're really wonderful. They're really fun. Some of them are super short, so you can listen to them for 5 minutes and get a tailored message from the universe to you about a particular subject. But that's it, guys. I love you.